Everyone, please maintain silence. Guest is on the way.
Request all the students to maintain silence. The guest is on the way.
A very pleasant morning to everyone present here for the International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Communication Technologies 2024, organized by the Faculty of Computer Science in association with ICT Academy and Analytics Society of India.
To begin this event with a sense of reverence and pride, I invite a college choir team for Tamil Thai Valthu.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெளிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமெதில் தெக்கனமும் மது சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதழும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற இத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே
The tradition of lighting the lamp signifies the spread of knowledge and dispelling of darkness. It is an honor to invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais to join us for lighting the lamp.
We are indeed glad to invite Dr. F. Mary Magdalene Jain, Dean Computer Science, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning. In a world often defined by boundaries, the dedication of certain educators in breaking down geographical barriers and fostering global education is a beacon of hope for all of us. The pleasure is mine this morning to welcome the distinguished members for the International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Communication Technologies. On behalf of the management, our principal, and the faculty team, we extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our distinguished professors, Dr. Richard Min, Professor of Instruction, Department of Computer Science, and Dr. J. Veeraswamy, who will be joining us soon, Director, Center for Computer Science Education and Outreach, Professor of Instruction, Department of Computer Science, the University of Texas at Dallas, USA. They bring to our campus the wealth of knowledge and expertise that has illuminated the lecture halls in the prestigious University of Texas. Their commitment to education and outreach has reached out to all students from high school to graduates, nurturing a new generation of tech enthusiasts. We extend our heartiest welcome to our esteemed chairman, Dr. Nallaji Palaniswamy, and respected Madam Secretary, Dr. Thaumani D. Palaniswamy, in their absence. It's my pleasure to welcome our most respected Dr. P.R. Muthuswamy, Director, who's been a pillar of support to us in all our endeavors. Welcome, sir. It is my pleasure to welcome our respected principal, Dr. K. Ramamurthy, who has set pace for this endeavor and has been our guiding force. A warm welcome to our dynamic Vice Principal, Dr. S. Saravanan. He's been a very big pillar of support right from the inception of the idea in every step of organizing the conference. Welcome, sir. We extend our heartiest welcome to the expert members who will be addressing us today. Dr. P. Ilango, Group Technical Manager, Engineering and R&D Services, HCL Technologies, Chennai. Mr. C. Sendilnathan, Associate Director Technology, Virtusa Corporation, USA, who will be joining us online. And Dr. Shivaraman Ishwaran, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Senior Lecturer, Curtin University, Malaysia. We would like to welcome the session chairs, Dr. S. Katpagavalli, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science, PSGR Krishnamal College for Women, Dr. S. Kalaiselvi, Professor, Department of Information Science and Engineering, Kumaraguru College of Technology. So far, we have received 144 research papers with 70% acceptance. The papers are from various countries and few states in our home country. And around 75 participants have registered for the conference today. On behalf of our institution, I welcome all the participants and presenters from various institutions. We would like to welcome the delegates from ICT Academy and Analytics Society of India, who are our knowledge partners. I welcome the conveners, Dr. Roslyn Jeeta and Dr. Adi Selvam, and heads of all departments. I welcome our deans of various portfolios, heads from other departments, faculty team, and a warm welcome to our dear students. Once again, I cordially welcome all the members who have graciously given time for this event. We hope you find this event fruitful for your career, knowledge growth, and the benefit of humankind. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
It is with utmost pride we invite Professor Dr. P.R. Muthusamy, Director Academics, Dr. N.G.P. in Education Institutions, to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all of you. A person of multiple intelligence, person of wisdom and thoughtfulness, chief guest of today, Dr. Richard Min, Professor of Instruction, Department of Computer Science, University of Texas at Dallas. And most respected Principal and Vice Principal, esteemed Dean, Dr. Rosan Geeta, Head of the Department, all my dear faculty members, particularly delegates from various institutions. I want to thank all of you for your valuable presence here for this intellectual exchange. Our chief guest is master of many subjects, master of divinity, master of theology, master of business administration, master of science, and so many. We must be grateful to have him here today because it is more or less an international platform today. Dear friends, Nadella used to say, the chief of Microsoft, computing intelligence will surpass the human intelligence. To that extent, the speed of technology, complexity of technology, change of technology, accelerating too much. So, we are having a topic like computer intelligence and networking here. Computing intelligence, networking capability are joining together to create so many new dimensions of technology. Now people see the topics of this conference, more or less all the emerging technologies are there, from machine learning to artificial technology, artificial intelligence, and so many. Dear friends, it is inevitable. It is inevitable. Unless otherwise we update the changing technology dimensions, we will become literally illiterate. That is the situation today. Whether we like it or not, that is to be updated, that is to be internalized. We have to get ready for execution also. In that way, I want to thank the organizers for having coined a wonderful topic today. And I want to thank the delegates. You are going to enjoy this forum in a result-oriented way. Dear friends, if you take any organization, take from ordinary to extraordinary. You see Uber. Uber, they are having lots of dimensions of business. One business is leasing business. They used to lease, drivers used to lease the vehicle under them. They will be allowed to enjoy the vehicle. Sometimes the potential drivers become the owners of Uber, and they have to maintain the financial discipline well. For that, IoT is supporting them. Suppose if they are traveling in a vehicle, they have to pay tomorrow will be the due date by 10 o'clock. If you are not paying, Internet of Things automatically will make the vehicle to stop. To that extent, take big financial institutions evaluating a customer or creditworthiness, whatever it may be. Now the power of artificial intelligence is excellent. Even our own COVI Medical Center. I've been here for more than 2 decades. If you watch the technology dimension of COVI Medical Center alone, if you enter into oncology, you can see a wonderful ABC accelerator to identify the cancer cells. And if you watch carefully, you can understand the power of technology and convergence of technology, how it is more useful for our things. Even now, a doctor sitting in the house, he can understand the history of a patient through internet. To that extent, even robotic surgeries have come in COVI Medical Center. So even our own institution is we take backbone, software power. The entire customized software makes the whole hospital client friendly. That's very, very important. Like that, I'm giving 1 or 2 examples, that's all. Like that, lots of examples you are going to learn now. And I think we have the right person to enjoy the cross-border education. That's why our Kim is here. Thank you very much, sir, for having come over here. And thank the entire department for their wonderful arrangements. Thanks for the delegates once again. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
We are deeply thankful to you, sir.
We are immensely elated to invite Dr. P.R. Muthuswamy, Director Academics, Dr. N.G.P. Institution, to honor our Chief Guest, Dr. Richard Min. We are glad to invite Dr. K. Ramamurthy, Principal, Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College, to present the memento to the Chief Guest, Dr. Richard Min. Now we request our chief guest of the day, Dr. Richard Min, to release the conference proceeding, and we deem it a great privilege to invite Professor Dr. P.R. Muthuswamy, Director and Academics, to receive the proceedings. It is a privilege to invite the pillar of our support, Dr. K. Ramamurthy, Principal, to deliver the felicitation address.
Good morning. The most respected chief guest of today's session, Richard Min from Texas University of Dallas, US. Our director, academics of our group of institutions, Dr. P.R. Muthusamy sir, vice principal, deans, head of the department and faculty members and guests from outside institutions, my dear colleagues and students, friends. I'm extremely happy to stand in this august gathering related to the topic computational intelligence, which is emerging area in the technology. Yes, everybody knows that the technology is fast changing. The speed at which the technology is changing is very, very fast. Earlier, there was no advent of this computer or advent of the softwares. When I was the student, we didn't see the computer. When I see the computer, the programming was word star, Lotus 123, Fortran, Cobol, not Gopal, Copal, like that. It is a very elementary softwares were there. But now, there are a lot of explosion in the technology changes. Every day new softwares are coming, new things are coming. In the recent past, when we take into the account the artificial intelligence, even in artificial intelligence, as our dean, director academics told that the artificial intelligence will surpass the human intelligence. That level, the advancement of technology is taking place in this world. Even when you take the new products now, the ideation from the gestation period, from the ideation to the marketability of the product now, it is also shrink enormously within 3 days or 4 days. Earlier it took years together to bring out the product from the ideation to the marketability of the product. But it is not like that today. Even today, if you see any change or new idea, the third day the product is coming out. Even if you take the iPhone, earlier when the iPhone was introduced, small problem comes into that system or the software or hardware, it took 90 days to rectify all these problems. But now it is only 3 days. When it is reported, the third day when production comes out, it is coming with the changes, and whatever the problem, it is rectified, immediately it is coming out. So that speed at which the world is moving now, so it is so fast. Then what is the lesson we have to learn out of this? Only the thing is, as a students of this particular, any subject, no, not only computer science, but any subject, we must understand that we have to abridge what we learn and what is there in the market or in the world. We have to abridge, we have to update continuously. That is what's most important, no? The application. See, when you study here in the colleges, simply if you have the knowledge, it will not help you. It will not help you. The mere knowledge, nobody care about it. Whether you can create something out of that knowledge matters. Even if everybody knows that we have introduced the OBE concept, no? OBE, outcome-based education. The outcome-based education, what is the outcome-based education? Okay, whatever you study, whatever knowledge you possess, it doesn't matter. But what you can create matters. So today, you must be more vibrant as a student of this advanced technology era. You must be a vibrant person. You must create ideas. You must embrace the new ideas and new technology. Then you have to create certain things. Otherwise, we cannot survive in this competitive world. So as a student of this, especially in the computer science, you must understand what are the new technologies coming into, then how we have to create certain things, new things we should learn, and we have to create it. That is what the lesson we are going to learn out of this. Okay, these kind of programs are conducted to create awareness about the changes in the various areas of the technology. So persons like the Richard Bin, no, he is coming all the way from US to share some of his expertise with all of you. Why? Because the knowledge what we possess, no, what we learn, what we get from the bookish knowledge, no, these are all common. Wherever you go, the same book you are going to refer. Even the university which is situated in US also prescribe the same textbook. What you are studying here is also same textbook. But the experience what we get out of that learning, no, that out of that knowledge, no, that will be totally different. That is why we invite people like the today's chief guest and share their experience and expertise with all of us so that we can learn from the others' experience. So with this, I congratulate the organizers for having thought of this wonderful and emerging area of technology to deliberate upon this for this one day. Yesterday also they were here with all of our students and they have conducted a workshop for our students. But today this webinar is open for the outside participants. Once again I join with all of you in welcoming the outside participants, and I request all the participants be comfortable here. Whatever assistance you can you expect, you can ask our volunteers. You be comfortable here, enjoy your session. When you go out of this session, I think it will that definitely you will be 1 inch higher in your knowledge after completing this program. So whatever program we completing, after completion, we should not think that it is a completion of the program, but it is only new beginning. Only after completing this program, your new beginning should start. So you will, your new beginning will be there. Definitely you will be expertise in this particular field after this program. With this, I once again congratulate the organizers and thank you very much all of you for having given me a wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We are delighted to call upon Professor Dr. S. Saravanan, Vice Principal, Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College, to deliver the felicitation address.
Respected Director Academics, Dr. P.R. Muthuswamy, respected Principal, Dr. K. Ramamurthy, respected Dean of Computer Science, Mary Magdalene Jain, organizing team, staff members, head of the departments, delegate from other institutions, and my dear student friends. Good morning to all. In this juncture, I'd like to point out 4 important aspects of present scenario. You can take this 21st century. This century moves with 2 important parameters. One is digital, another one is data. So you take this conference, computational intelligence and communicational technologies. If you take this, it's revolve around 2 parameters. One is data, another one is digital. So if you take this 2, it is an epicenter for 4 factors. What is that? First one is customer expectations is keep on increasing because new millennials enters into the market. Millennials' mindset has been changed, so the customer expectation is keep on changing. It's the bound duty of any business to fulfill the customer expectation. This is the first parameter or first factor. The second factor is not only the customer expectation is changing because of millennials, because of more number of customers enters into the market is data driven. So the data is exponentially increasing in the 21st century, so that we need to handle the data appropriately, ethically. So this is the second parameter. Then you take third. Because of this customer expectation, increasing the number of data, we need certain procedures to store the data. We need certain procedures to analyze the data. This is the third parameter. Then come to the fourth. It's a very important thing. That is our second part of title, communication technology. I am having data. how I am communicating this data with a meaningful information to my customers in a proper time, in a right mode. So for that purpose, I need certain computational intelligence to synergize all these 4 parameters and take it to my customers in a right time, in a right mode, to my sustainable development. For that purpose, we have so much of intelligence, so much of computing technologies comes in the market. And the growth of technology, we can call it as accelerating law of growth. If one thing is growing, it needs certain law. It must grow slowly and steadily. But you take the technology, the last century, the growth of technology is accelerating law of technology. Our directors are rightly pointed out, human intelligence is going to be artificial intelligence is going to surpass the human intelligence. For that purpose, I want to quote 2 books here. One book is 21 Lessons for 21st Century, which is written by Yuval Noah Harari. It's a famous book by the author. He mentioned certain points which is the crucial for the 21st century. In that, one of the important problem, or not important lesson, is that 21st century facing accelerating growth of technology, we must need certain governing mechanism to handle the technology in a proper way without affecting the human. This is by Yuval Noah Harari. The second one is the age of spiritual mission. This is second book. Being a computer science student, you must read this book. This is written by Raman Guzwal. He's a computer scientist of America. He also mentioned that he used one word. That word is technological singularity. Technological singularity means hereafter, especially in the 21st century, technology is going to be rule the human. So that technology is going to be rule the human in the sense we must need proper governance and vigilance towards using the technology. So I hope this seminar is going to give enlighten areas in these aspects, and you are going to enjoy the intellectual wisdom of our resource person today. So we are going to have a fruitful session throughout the day. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Now we invite Dr. B. Roslyn Jeeta, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science, to introduce our esteemed chief guest to the gathering.
A warm greetings to everyone gathered here. I would like to extend my heartfelt greetings to all who are seated on and off the dais. I am very much privileged and honored to introduce today's chief guest, Dr. Richard Min, who is here to deliver the inaugural address at this juncture for the International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Communication Technologies, organized by Faculty of Computer Science in association with ICT Academy and Analytics Society of India. Dr. Richard K. Min is now currently working as a Professor of Instruction, Department of Computer Science, the Eric Johnson School of Engineering and Computer Science, the University of Texas at Dallas, United States of America. Dr. Min has completed his Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at University of Michigan and his Master of Science in Computer Engineering at University of Michigan. Added to his post-graduation, Dr. Min also has completed in Master of Divinity in Theology, Master of Divinity, and Master of Business Administration. And Dr. Min has awarded his Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science at University of Texas at Dallas, United States of America. Dr. Min has started his career in 1976 as Assistant Manager in YS Lumber and Mill, Busan, Korea. Dr. Min also has worked as a lead systems programmer in IBM, and he has wide experience in working across artificial intelligence and machine learning components. Dr. Min's research interest includes computational approach to biblical studies, computational critical method and computational theology, intelligent systems and artificial intelligence in monotonic and non-monotonic reasoning with conduction, answer set programming, data and text mining, machine learning, and natural language processing. Also, software engineering, IT and project management, and reverse engineering. Dr. Min has so many professional membership bodies across the globe, which include ACM member since 1980, USAF Auxiliary Civil Air Patrol Dallas Squadron and Texas Wing membership, and IEEE Computer Society since 1983. So we are very much privileged to have Dr. Min amongst us in his busy schedule. Once again, welcome you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. To begin the keynote address, we request the dignitaries on the dais to occupy the front row.
Do you have a pointer to up and down? Yeah, I think that's a better idea. Let me see. So, okay, great. Okay. Okay, so, do you have this mic? Now, this is better. Instead of. Hello? Hello? Great. Wonderful. Thank you for all of you, especially our colleague, faculty member of Dr. N.G.P. and administrators. Thank you very much. This is my honor to be here to share my experience and knowledge together with you all. Thank you. My name is Richard Min, and I teach at University of Texas at Dallas. My research, primary research is in Query, study of computational intelligence, dealing with computational logic, and something called answer set programming. And further, I extended to study of paradox. Today's leading edge in natural language processing is like a metaphor. We still have no idea about what is a humor, make you laugh. Humor is about, still there's a state of art in research. And then the more difficult problem is a study of paradox. Things happening, and we call it how in the world it happened. Sometimes we think in monotonic reasoning. Something is true, continue to be true. In my common sense, it is what happened, so it should be what will be happen later. So these are the kind of monotonic reasoning. But something strange happened, then the whole thing really destroy or ignore, neglect, or despise our common sense, common belief, and everything start new thing, every new thing start unfolding. For example, have you heard about the story of Romeo and Juliet, right? Romeo and Juliet. And they are young man and young woman, right? Have you seen the movie? They fall in love with each other. The problem is their family, Romeo's family and Juliet's family, they are enemy for centuries. And when Romeo grow up, his mother and father, his grandfather, uncle says, Romeo, that family, Juliet's, oh, they are enemy. Hate them. They are look ugly and they do bad things. You never get together with them. Do you understand? Romeo says, so he grow up. He always think, family of Juliet really look ugly, red skin like a demon, and talk wild, do all kind of bad thing. So Romeo says, whoa. Juliet, likewise, when she was a little child, as she growing up, everybody tried to teach her. Look at the Romeo's family. Oh, they are the primary enemy, adversary. They killed many of us, so you should not love them. You should not be a friend with them. Look at them. They look ugly, and they do bad things, right? So they both grow up thinking the other is really bad. But one day, Romeo saw Juliet, and he says, oh my gosh, look at her. And he falling in love with her. And common sense says, no, you should not do that. And his friend kept telling Romeo, you should not love Juliet. No, because we are hating each other, so we should not be a friend together, never. And centuries of war, hatred, retaliation, we have it. I remember, you remember, and we should not be friends, even never get close to them. So that's the Juliet, look at the Romeo. She said, is that the Romeo? I never thought these people are just like me. And look at him, Romeo, first time, she thought, wow, nice looking, and he's interested in me too. She got so surprised and shocked. And her friend and her associate kept telling her, Juliet, never even think about to get closer with Romeo, because they are our chief, primary adversary, enemy, and we should not get together. And Juliet says, but they are just look like me, look like us. What's wrong? And somehow, Romeo got more and more interested in Juliet. So he came, and they start falling into love. And Romeo, under the window of Juliet, he starts singing, hello, Juliet. And Juliet look over, who is this? And she thinking, my father told me, everybody is telling me I should not get closer to him, but somehow my heart, I'm falling in love with him, right? And no matter what, they try to love each other, and the love is overcoming hatred, right? So here are kind of non-monotonic reasoning. Monotonic reasoning, the things that I thought true continue to be true. The things that I received a common belief should be true thereafter. But sometimes this common truth, common belief is breaking down when something new happens. And we start getting into this strange experience of real life that you and I is going through. So these are the kind of interesting logic. Still, this is a state of art. And I have been working on something called answer set programming, which is a state of art AI program language. It used to be in early 60s and 70s and so on. There are programming language called Lisp, which has been de facto AI programming language and implemented many interesting prototype, experimental work, medical diagnosis, and many of these breakthrough in AI. Then Prolog came out as a second de facto AI program language, logic-based and so on. But here now we have something called answer set programming. I worked on that answer set programming. There are problems. Many people thought impossible. They're talking about that for like the last 20, 30 years. And we solved it. We started solving it and so on. How it happened? My advisor, Dr. Gupta, when I become PhD student, he's my advisor. So he's giving me the project for my PhD thesis and research. So when I'm doing it, I got some solutions. So I talked with him a week or 2 weeks later for this problem. I think we can solve this and so on and so on. He listened to me and he says, no, yeah, that's a good idea, but I'm really interested in computational logic part of it, not how to solve it using theory out there or framework out there and so on. So I said, okay. And then he gave me another topic, question, problem. So I kind of work on it, came back to him, and I share with him what I'm thinking, how to solve it. But still, Dr. Gupta says, I'm not sure. This is not computational logic that I'm interested in. So I got another one. So I spent about 1 semester, 4 months, working with him, try to find out right thesis for me to work on. And at the end of it, I asked him, because every time he says, no, that's not computational logic, no. So I asked him, do you have any problem, really hard, that you cannot solve it? Do you want to try me? So he gave me a problem. So once we start working on that problem, within a month, we start solving it. Within 3 months, we implemented the solution, and it took me another year to prove it. And so everybody was surprised. I thought it is something not so hard for me. It is not so hard, so I say, what a big deal. But later, I heard someone telling me, Dr. Gupta and the 3 PhD students, for last 3 years, they worked on it, but cannot solve it. And this is the problem. People cannot solve it, and the people thought it is impossible to solve for last 20 to 30 years. And I say, wow, amazing, I have done it, we have done it. So let me tell you and encourage you, there are things we're thinking many times monotonically. We hear and we believe in, but sometimes when you face new situation, you start thinking something different way. And so that you can start make a breakthrough, and all of a sudden the path opened up and you start walking, making progress. Today, we are facing this kind of breakthrough, especially in computational technology and artificial intelligence, and through many of these machine learning technology we see today. Sometimes we call this paradigm shift, because all the theory, all the way of thinking is no longer working. And we start having new standard, new way of thinking, so that we start set aside old ways of thinking and start getting into new ways of thinking. About 500-600 years ago, in Western world, they are under what we call dark ages, right? And Roman Catholic and all these religion so corrupted, and they try to make people enslaved under religion, name of religion and God and so on. And then here's a rise of civilization. We call it Renaissance. And here's a new outcome, new wind, new trend, and here are scientists, people working on new culture, artists, and they start expressing, like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and in science, Galileo, Copernicus, and those people start realizing Earth is round, not flat. Oh, really? Really? Can you prove it? Yes. And Earth is not center of the world, but Earth is going around the sun. And sun is also part of the solar system, which is going around in these galaxies and so on. And people say, wow. And then, so in every field of science, art, technology, architecture, medicine, business, accounting, there spring a new wave which changed the Europe and the 14th, 15th century. Europe start making its foundation to lead the world for next 500 to 600 years. That's the beginning of Renaissance. Now today, we are experiencing something like that. A new age start unfolding. New technology is coming up and start waking us up. Every day we see the changes and we're surprised and shocked. Oh my gosh, it's now here. For example, self-driving car. When I was in AI, working for IBM Research Center, Thomas J. Research Center, I was working on artificial intelligence and something called the financial expert system in 80s. When I'm doing that, self-driving car, the maximum speed is what? 2 kilometers per hour. I can walk faster than this self-driving car. But when I see the self-driving car, my chin dropped down, my hand was shaking, oh my gosh, it's here, right? But that was too slow. So people has to work for next 30 to 40 years to make a self-driving car fast enough, like a human driver is driving. So now we have that technology ready to come into production and in everyday life. We are looking for it, right? In few years, self-driving car will be here, not only in USA, Europe, Japan, Korea, China, but also India is looking forward to jump into that big industry, automobile industry, and car without driver, truck without driver, delivery without person, right? Ship driving itself without crew members and so on. Airplane driving itself flying, drone delivering things from one place to the other without human control. All to be autonomous and as if it is doing itself like a human expert drives it. And this is the new age you are facing. I wish I were you, young, energetic, and wants to jump into, pour my heart on this new era as it open up. The opportunity, challenge is waiting for you. They say, here's a technology. It's like a little baby. They are waiting for you. I'm old man. I'm going to retire soon. So I have to tell my young students in my undergraduate or graduate school, artificial intelligence, machine learning, web programming, I tell my students, many of them also came from India. In my graduate school, master program, out of 100, about 80 came from India, Chennai or Tamil Nadu area, in this area and so on. So I'm challenging and telling and asking my students the challenge and opportunity of this new technology rising up is on your hand. They are waiting for you to nurture, grow up, mature, to be used for good things for times to come. This is your time. I really envy you. Young man, young woman, opportunity is here. Have a looking at bright future, because the way we do old way is start goes away. It may take what? 10, 20, 50, 100 years, right? A great transition. We start engaging the new era. Since the Renaissance, we have a modern time, which cover like a 500 to 600 years. Now in 21st century, we are in front of the dawn, rising sun, dawn of new era. And they are waiting for you. You can do it, nobody but you, because you are the one who know how to program application, system, robot, self-driving car, drone, medical diagnosis, healthcare system, all these things. You are the one how to command using your programming language. Tell the machine what to do. Tell the machine how to program and do things and deliver it. You are the one. No one but you are the center of this driver of new technology. And are you ready? Opportunity is waiting for you. Many people, right? Many companies, last 10, 20 years, over the night, they become billionaire, right? Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and the CEO of Amazon, Bezos, and the CEO of Facebook, Twitter. I mean, these people are nobody, right? But over the night, as they working on the things that they believe in, pour their heart, be serious, and with close friends working together, over the night, they become billionaire or one of the world's richest men and women in the world. You can do that too. And India today facing a lots of opportunity. You know that, 21st century, but still, India, there are coexistence of old way of doing things and new way of doing things. Some are good, some are bad, right? But somehow you want to change it. You become the agent of change so that the India can move up too. But where it begins? It begins with young men and women like you. You are the one who is going to lead yourself, lead your company, lead your community, lead your nation, lead your world that you are living in. People come in here and says, wow, India, wow, Dr. N.G.P. University, how can you do that? Wow, this is a great place that I want to live here. The way you talk, the way you do business, the way you engage in technology, wonderful. It helps us, beneficial, honest, trustworthy. You are the one who is going to deliver it, right? So let me just go through a little bit of presentation that I prepared, things like that. Okay, so let's go into, here is the kind of AI, machine learning, data science, big data, and so on and so on. The most important simple question is, we have a lots of data, but we do not know, many of us, the difference between data versus information. Think about it. What is the data? And what is information, right? The basic question is problem. What is the problem that you have? If you don't have a problem, then there's no information you need. I don't need any information if I do not have a problem. But think about India. Think about you and yourself around you. There are so many problems, right? So many problems. There are poverty. I mean, the beggar homeless is everywhere in the world. USA, we have so many problems, right? And the dirty street, we need to clean it. Is that problem? Yes, that's a problem. And the rising cost, is that a problem? Yes, that's a problem. And so many problems are there. Pollution, right? As the motorcycle going on, big bus and truck going on, I have to put my mask on because I cannot breathe. Oh, shoot, as I walk, right? Here in India or in downtown Dallas, Texas, as I walk, when truck pass by, I cannot breathe because the pollution problem. Can we solve? These are the problem. The question is, do you have a solution for it? The difference between data and information is, data is a raw fact you collected. Information is to help me to solve the problem, right? This is a kind of a story that I share with my student. I and my wife go to buy a laptop, a TV, things like that, computer, small computer laptop, and we go together to shopping mall, selling laptops, and there are hundreds different laptop model, brand and things like that. And salesperson comes in and try to explain to us which laptop is good. In his understanding, good laptop, the laptop we should buy is fast. How fast is it? 1 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, or 3 gigahertz. In his understanding, good laptop that we should buy is how much memory it has. 16 gigabyte of memory, or 32 gigabyte of memory. So he thought a good laptop should be, fast enough and lots of memory. How much SSD this laptop has? He thought more the SSD capability, storage, is a better computer and so on, so on. Fast Wi-Fi and so on, so on. But I keep telling salesperson, when my wife buy a laptop, she's only looking at 2-3 things, that's all. And it helps her to buy or not, decision making. We are here to buy a laptop, problem. Which laptop? Is this laptop that I'm going to buy, right? My wife is looking at only 3 attributes, nothing but. Everything else is a garbage. Yes, I'm telling, there are so many things for each laptop. You can find out specification of it, like a storage, speed, how much SSD it has, what kind of Wi-Fi you can afford, and things like that. There are thousands of attributes. But I keep telling salesperson, my wife, is only looking for about 3, 4, that's it. So what is it? The first one is, my wife used the laptop to watch movies, K-pop, right, drama. So whenever she opened the laptop, she click, and go to website so that she can watch Korean movies and the drama, news, right, she likes it. So I keep telling him, she is looking for a laptop with high resolution display, big screen, not small, big screen, and high resolution. She doesn't care nothing but that, okay? The second, my wife is looking for laptop with nice color, so she can carry it, right? Like a woman's necklace, nose ring, earrings, handbag, nice clothes, you wear it, you just want to show it. Hey, look at that, right? She does that with her laptop too. Nice dress, nice looking laptop, nice color, like a silver or pink or white. She likes that. She doesn't like a gray. She doesn't like a black color. So I say to a salesperson, she really don't care everything. All of these are data and junk data. She don't care how much memory it has, how fast it is. No. I keep telling him, make sure it has a nice big screen with a high resolution so she can watch movies, and so that she can carry it outside And people watch, oh, that's a nice looking laptop you have. That's what she wants. Also, when she type, right, keyboard is like so smooth. So she can type, oh, that's so smooth, like a massaging. Oh, I like it. She likes the keyboard so smooth and without noise. Some laptop you use it, make too much noise, right? If she says that, no, I will not buy it. But if keyboard is so smooth, no noise, so quiet, that's it. So these are the kind of 3 attributes, 3 data, which is information for her. To buy this laptop, why not? And here are problem. And what is the solution for her who wants to buy nice laptop? And what is the information for each laptop tells her, you should buy this, buy me, or you should buy, no, don't buy me, things like that. 3 things out of this many data. Today, we have so much data, mountains of data, right? Many of them, when you start engaging research, machine learning, AI and so on, most of them, 99.99% of them are what? Garbage. I don't care. So when I look at data, right, is this what I need? No. Oh yes. No. Oh yes. So most of the time I have to say, no, this is a garbage. And that's what also machine learning try to engage in. If you try to solve the way we used to, it may take to looking at all these data to find out what I need, the important features that I select and engineer may not be all of this junk data that I'm looking at, right? Looking at the picture of me, and can you tell me this is Dr. Min? Whether I face you, face down, face up, face side, right? Zoom in, zoom out. Can you tell me, here's a Dr. Min's face. What tells you this is Dr. Min's face? Do you remember every pixel of my face so that you can tell me this is Dr. Min or not? No. Most of us has a small sketch of me, like a shape, maybe glass, eye, nose, and mouth. Maybe that's all. Just a few lines of drawing can tell you, oh, this is a picture of Dr. Min or not. When you look at the color picture, maybe 1,000 by 1,000 pixel, which is a megabyte, right? And if it is a color, times maybe 8 or 16 megabyte. Big pixel, lots of data. But do you need it all to find out my face or not, or someone's face or not? No, we don't need that. We only need a certain feature, right? Try to identify human face, and most important feature to identify human face is T-shape, right? And that's the breakthrough. About year 2004 and 5, people working on, and many of these interesting breakthrough, to identify human face is a T-shape. Here's an eyebrow, right? And here's a nose, right? Every human being has it, right? Whether you look forward, face, side, up, down, and so on, rotated, everybody has that. So by detecting this T-shape, you can find out human face hereafter. And so the rise of your camera, your cell phone, whenever you try to take a picture of it, it recognize, detect human face, and draw the square box. Many of this technology was possible only in 2000, 2004, 2005. And so that when you buy cell phone, Sony cameras, and so on, you can see, including our smartphone now, all of these. So let's talk about some of these interesting things, basic stuffs in AI. The problem is, do you know the problem? Sometimes we have no idea what problem is. Think about COVID-19. When it break out, 4 years ago? People start dying every day. In USA, 10,000 people dying every day, right? And people do not know why people are dying. China is the one first start experiencing. People come to hospital. Every day, people are dying. And more people dying. And Chinese government try to shut mouth of everybody. Don't say anything. And they are scared too. But they really scared. And so government is telling people, mouth shut, don't say it, otherwise we put you into jail. One doctor, brave doctor, courageous doctor says he found new stream of virus called COVID-19, coronavirus disease 2019. And he announced it. We have a new virus. That's the problem. But before discovery of coronavirus, no one knew why people are dying. They just knew people are dying. So what is the problem? People say, I have no idea, right? Now we know the problem. Then the question is, given problem, COVID-19 virus, do you have a solution? Do you have a medicine to heal COVID-19? Or do you have a vaccine to stop COVID-19? People say, no, we don't have it. There is no solution. AI problem, machine learning problem, big data, all those are problem dealing with. If you have a problem, but hard enough, big enough, that we don't have a solution for now. If you do not have a problem, that's AI problem. That's machine learning problem. So if you do not have a solution for that problem, are you going to do nothing? Or are you going to do something? That's what AI is about. They are the frontier. They are the pathfinder. They go forward. Before everybody starts catching up, they go first and try to do something so that we can solve. We cannot solve the whole problem, too big, too much, too hard. But can we solve at least some of them? Even some, or even smaller. Can we do that? That's what AI is trying to do. 40, 50 years ago, right? Nobody can do like a face recognition or identifying the human being and things like that. Nobody can do it. Spell check? No, nobody can do it. Self-driving car? Nobody can do it. How about machine translation? When I speak in English, can machine translate into Tamil or Hindi? No, we cannot do that. Nobody can do it. So people says, what are you going to do? Do nothing? But people says, oh, we are going to do something. That's a rise of AI, right? So AI problem, either you do not have a solution, even though you have a solution, but it takes too much time, too much research, then we call that usually AI problem. AI contains many of these subfields, including logic, theorem proving, and natural language processing, vision, robotics, and so on, right? And by the way, in real life, things happen beyond and above our expectation. The world is full of unknown. The world is full of uncertainty. And so we do not have a perfect solution. Anything can happen sometimes, just beyond and above my imagination, just like a story of Romeo and Juliet, right? They should not love each other. But sometimes these two young men and women got together, they falling into love each other. Everybody says in their family, and their family said, no, you should not do that. Romeo, you should not do that. Juliet, you should not do that. But if they falling into love, no one can stop them. So what they are going to do? So these are the kind of problem AI tried to address. Yes, it can happen. When it happens, what are you going to do? Here's a problem. Too hard that we cannot solve it. Are you going to do nothing or do something? Okay? So here are kind of things that we are working on. There are kind of three very important disciplines you have to keep in mind. The first one is like an engineering principle. Here's a problem. Do you have a solution? No. Can you make it? Can you deliver it? Yes, we'll do that. For example, can you make this to fly? Right? Airplane. 150 years ago, everybody says, no, 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 impossible. But two brothers, Wright brothers, 150 years ago, put some engine there, propeller, and they able to fly this big junk box about 50 meters. And they demonstrated, and thereafter, the rise of airplane industry, all these jet airplane and so on and so on. Wow. Can you put man to moon? India just sent a rocket to moon, satellite and things like that, right? Was it possible 10 years ago? Everybody will say, India, no, no way, we cannot do it. But someone says, we are not going to do nothing. Let's do something, right? Someone says that. And it takes, 20, 30 years of work, research, teamwork, and India now delivering this space technology to deliver man from Earth to orbit to moon. Now possible, right? We do not have a perfect solution, but can you do it, right? Will do kind of attitude. We call it engineering principle and mind. The second one is business principle and mind. No matter how much you can do, if you're not making money, then we're done, right? Suppose you have a business. Suppose you have a hospital. Suppose you have a bank. Suppose you have a school that you have to manage. If you're not making money so that you can pay for people working for you, you can pay for electricity, water, things like that, then you have to close it. So try to survive, maintain, and get going. Not only you can do it, but also you have to make enough money to pay for your bill. Right? The third one is science principle, computer science, which asks, I know you can do it, I know you are making money, but can you prove it? Once you prove it, then on that proven ground, we can go next step. Can you prove it? Yes. Once you have a solid ground of what has been proved, then based on that, you can move on. Many of these are part of AI discipline. One more thing, if you add art. So here are art and science school, right? What is art for? Whether it is a visual art, drawing, sculpture, right? There are many forms of art, literature, poetry, and all these things are part of art. What is it about? Creativity. And it is kind of pleasing to my eye, my ear. Wow, beautiful, right? So here are the creator of beauty, aesthetics, we call it, which is important part of artistic work. So let's move down to next slide. Here are the beginning of AI. Very famous man. Once you start getting into AI and machine learning and things like that, you will hear many of these people, including computer science. Many of them are founding father of computer science. Have you ever thought about founding father of India? Like Gandhi, Nehru, those people. They fought their life against British Empire. And they poured their heart to the people of India to be united, to stand up on our own feet to declare independence, to build this nation, which has been under the reign of British Empire. They are the predator. They try to take away from you. And here are the person, say, against British Empire. And everybody says, Gandhi, man, you're thinking something, impossible. Here's a problem. Gandhi says, we need independence. We need to stand up. And everybody says, yeah, we know that. We know the problem. But solution? No. Against British Empire, world biggest military power in the world, you got to be kidding. Everybody says to the Gandhi and all these people fighting for independence in India, 30s and 40s and 50s. But Gandhi says, let's do it. Are you going to do nothing? Or are we going to do something, right? So they moved up. People gathered together. I mean, whether they are rich or poor, powerful or not, they believed in what Gandhi and those leaders says, let's go forward for ourselves, for our benefit, for our prosperity. Let's build on this ground our own nation, right? And everybody says, yes. Is it impossible? Yeah. But shall we try? Yes. And many people worked on it. And so India declared independence. And so thereafter, like what? 78 years, right? And now India is facing new challenge. Here are old ways of doing things, and here are new ways of doing things. And emerging technology keep telling you, coming after you, what are you going to do? People, you look at it, there's nothing we can do, nothing we can do. Oh, people are so dirty. Oh, people are not educated. Many people do not have this motivation. They do not have this willingness. So there's nothing we can do. So are you going to do nothing? Nothing. Or are you going to do something, right? And these people gather together, looking around many problems, so hard, but they say, let's do something. So here, the beginning of AI, man-made intelligence. Can we make machine? Can we make a program to do like a human being? Understand what we say. Can you make machine, your program, to understand human conversation? Be able to talk like a human being. Be able to think like a human being. Be able to make a judgment and inference like a human being. Be able to see like a human being. Impossible. Are you going to do nothing? They say, hey, let's do something. Let's start with the small things and work on it. And they work on it day by day, year by year, and they delivered it. When I was doing AI in AD, spell check was artificial intelligence. When spell check came out, my chin dropped down, my hand was shaking. Oh my gosh, it's here. Because that time, computer, right? Big computer has 1 megabyte of memory, well, at most, 4 megabytes. And computer cost what? $10 million, US dollars. Very expensive. So to have a spell check, right? Remember what? 100,000 vocabulary and be able to check each one of them, whether it's a spell right or wrong, or even auto collection, correcting it if I misspell. Your cell phone, right? When you do text messaging, when you misspell, it corrects itself. That's AI. But is it correcting every time correct? No. Spell checker and auto spell check sometimes make a mistake. That's what AI is about. Because we have no perfect solution. We try to make it something better and better, like a human being, and even beyond. But always there is a mistake. Always there's a loophole. Always there's a problem. That's what AI, machine learning, is about, right? And here are McCarthy, and Minsky, Shannon, and so on and so on. So when I teach AI, I go through some of these people because there are many in the topics and so on. John McCarthy, he invented a programming language called Lisp based on a lambda calculus. Have you heard about lambda expression in Java programming language, C++, Python? Lambda expression, or lambda, right? Or expression, simply they call it. It's part of that lambda calculus. Who invented it? Alonzo Church. He is a teacher of Alan Turing. Have you heard about Alan Turing? He's the father of AI and come up with the AI test, right? And here's the McCarthy, and he worked for MIT and Stanford. And that's why a few leading institutes of this world, is MIT and Stanford, followed by Carnegie Mellon University and a few others, right? In the world. They are top school. And he's the one who founded Stanford and MIT, AI Research Lab, and so on and so on. Another individual is called Herbert Simon, right? He's the one thinking about problem and decision making, problem solving, all these paradigm he introduced. And that's why he got the Nobel Prize. He majored in political science, nothing to do with the computer science area, because that time we do not have a computer science. Computer science department started showing up 70s and thereafter, right? And he come up with an interesting concept of how to solve the problem. Algorithmic versus heuristic. Business people usually call it satisficing. If you have a solution, algorithm, then you can implement the algorithm using your program language like Python, Java, C, and so on and so on. But if you do not have a solution, what are you going to do? Then you make this big problem, maybe simplified, or part of the problem you solve it. So that you have a starting point to solve. Even though it is a small part of this big problem, that's the beginning of how to get into this big problem. Are you going to do nothing because there is no solution? Or are you going to do something, or at least try to solve this small part of this big problem, make this big problem a little bit simpler? That's the idea of heuristic or satisficing. It is not perfect solution, but if you improve it, it can do much better and better and better. And sometimes like a human being, sometimes better like a human expert. That's what we try to do. And that's what AI is about. Satisficing. Why? Because we have no solution. There's a problem. We want to solve it. Right? But there's no solution. So are you going to do nothing? Let's do something. Can you make machine think like a human being, talk like a human being, hear like a human being, see like a human being? And many of these breakthrough, right, last 50 years and so on, led by many of these individuals. One of them is also Claude Shannon. And I'm sure you heard about him or his theory of communication. Here are the sender, right? Sender, communication. I talk to you, sender and receiver, right? I think what I'm going to say, and I encode it, right? My thought encoded into acoustic sound signal, and it goes through my mouth to you. You hear it, acoustic sound wave, and you decode that into your brain wave to reconstruct what I'm speaking to you. That's what Shannon come up with. He was working at Bell Lab, and he tried to come up with a modern theory of communication. We used to have a communication theory, but going back to like 2,500 years ago by Aristotle. Aristotle was a teacher of Alexander the Great. He conquered Iraq, Iran, northern part of India, the greatest conqueror of the world, I guess, Alexander the Great. But Aristotle is the one who taught Alexander the Great. His theory of communication lasted 2,400 years, but Shannon replaced it with modern theory of communication. Also, he's the one who invented secret communication, like encryption and decryption of message. He also invented a concept like entropy, how random it is. Entropy ranging from 0 to 1. So if you hear me, if you can predict what I'm going to say next, then entropy is 0. If you cannot predict what I'm going to say next, then it is entropy of 1. Is it predictable? 0. Is it unpredictable? 1, right? Random? No random. Everything is well ordered, right? So if I say, can you guess what I'm going to say next? Anyone? Yeah? Nobody says, I don't know. Dr. Bin, you can say anything, right? Out of million words, I can say something, right? So entropy is very high, unpredictable. But if I say, I'm going to say next, hello, got it? Hello, I'm going to say it next. So I'm going to ask you what I'm going to say next. I'm telling you answer. I'm going to say hello, got it? And I ask you, do you know what I'm going to say next? Everyone says, hello, yeah. Then entropy is 0. Many of these interesting concepts started a new field in communication, information theory, also part of AI and machine learning. You are going to use and study in many various AI technology, machine learning classification, and so on, the concept of entropy. All right, so here are, I call it 3 waves of AI. The first wave is from 1960 to 1970, the rise of AI, right? And that time, people working on some small toy problems and so on. Great success. People loved it. Wow, fun. And then we start getting into second wave in AI. And here, we can do AI system solving like a human expert. And we call it expert system. The problem is to have an expert system, to develop a system like that, you got to have 2 major things. The first, lots of resource and money. Second, you got to have a human expert, know how to program and be able to deliver expert system, AI systems and so on. And not many company, not many country has that kind of resource. So AI, everybody was excited, but soon they realized we cannot do that. Most of us cannot do that. Most small company and small university, we simply cannot do anything. So here's a heat goes up and heat goes down. And then we experience AI winter in middle of 90 and thereafter. And it took another 20, 30 years. About 2004, we now have a break of AI technology accumulating many breakthroughs for the last 20, 30 years. And now we're experiencing third wave, and which is continuing, right? Continuing, last about 15 years. And it's going to continue on. How long? I don't know. But remember, trend in AI, machine learning, rise up, fall down. Just like any other human trend in human history, there is a goes up and goes down. Always keep that in mind. And we talked about 2 wings of AI. AI used to be very strong in logic, deductive thinking, and so on and so on. But the other wing, learn by experience, machine learning, was so weak. For the last 4 years, rise of Bayesian network, decision tree, support vector machine, and neural net, and thereafter, deep learning. Many of these breakthroughs for the last 20, 40 years make the other wing, learn by experience, empirical learning, versus deductive inference and rational thinking, right? Now, AI has a 2 wing, 2 strong wing, be able to fly. Before, only big company or big nation can engage in AI research and be able to deliver strong AI system which is performing like a human expert. But now, it is on your fingertip, available for you. How much time do we have? Yeah, how much time do I have more? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? 20 minutes? 10 minutes? Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, then I will finish in 45. Great. So here are one interesting thing is I used to be advisor for master's students, many students from India. About 7, 8 years ago, students from India always keep talking about data science, big data, big data, big data. And I say, oh, that's part of AI. They say, no, I don't want AI. How about machine learning? No, I don't want that. I want big data. Okay, big data. 4, 5 years ago, students from India, all talking, I want machine learning. Machine learning. How about AI? No, I don't want AI. I want machine learning. How about big data? No, I just want machine learning. Okay. And 1 or 2 years ago, everybody from India start talking AI. And I said, wow, that's interesting. In other words, students from India, most of them, they have a strong social networking, but somebody is using that to brainwash students from India. Oh, 7, 8 years ago, big data, data science, that's the future, forever and ever. So they kind of fall into that love, false illusion, right? And driven by that, oh, big data. I keep telling, no, this is part of AI. And 4, 5 years ago, somebody is brainwashing them. Oh, that's machine learning, right? So students from India keep telling me, I want to do machine learning, nothing but that. Okay. And then 1 or 2 years ago, everybody's speaking AI. Things come and go. Remember that, please. Like a programming language, Python, rise and down, right? And when you become my age, your grandchildren will ask you, Grandpa, do you know Python? You say, yes, I know, I used it. And it was great language. And we did it, a lot of things in AI, machine learning and things like that. Oh, really? I heard about it. Tell me about more. Because they never heard about Python when you become my age, right? Same thing. Things rise and fall down. Please keep that in mind. So I keep telling my students, there are so many things you can do. One part of it is AI, machine learning, in it, vision, natural language, robotics, and so on and so on. This is a one field, right? Comprised by AI, machine learning, basic techniques in AI, constraint saturation problem, theorem prover, many of these things, including machine learning, robotics, and so on and so on. Also in computer science, there are so many other things, like networking, systems programming, application programming, software management, and things like that. There are so many things you can do. I say to my students, all these things are great. You can enjoy. But if I were you, find out something you really want to do it for your lifetime. Pour your heart and work on it. Right? That's what I keep telling them. Because wherever you go, which I experienced, once you are in this field, I keep telling my students, you never worry about job for your lifetime. Maybe the difference is the job you want, the job you say, oh, that's okay. Can you choose or you have to take it? But you never worry about job for your lifetime. That's what I keep telling my students. So if I were you, I'd rather try to work on, pursue the topic I'm interested in. I'm going to be top 5 in this area. 10 years later, maybe top 5 in India. Maybe 10 years later, I'm going to be world top 5 in this area. Wow. If you are top 5 in this area, money and fame, wealth and fame will follow you. I'm telling you, no matter what you do, find out the field you like, engage in, develop yourself, be a professional, not just like anybody else, but strive yourself to be one of the leader, top 5, top 10 in this Tamil Nadu state. Everybody will come after you saying, oh, you are the one, I heard about you. Do you want to work for us? We pay you a lot, right? So here are the kind of choice we're facing. If you are good at it, right, really good at it, then you don't have to worry about not only your job, but fame and wealth follow you, right? So that's what I keep telling my students. you can do so many things, and many things are related. Whether you do machine learning or AI, systems programming or software engineering, or cybersecurity, sooner or later, you learning one after the other. You work on one technology being used here, also in your field, sooner or later. Don't worry. But the important thing is, are you keep your field, your professional field, expertise in one area? You don't have to know everything in one area. Are you keep it up, growing up, right? Day by day, year by year, and so on. I keep telling my students, we are in competition. So suppose there are students ready to run in competition, right? One of my teachers keep telling me, all you need is just one step ahead of everybody else. That's what Bill Gates and Steve Jobs has done it. Whatever they deliver, they never invented, but they know how to put it together and delivered it. In 2-3 years, every company be able to catch up. That's what they are doing. But they are always one step ahead of everybody else. That's the world leadership. I think that's a doable. I think that's a doable goal and problem people in India to start working on. And, right, everybody, here's so many big fields in computer science and IT, things like that, machine learning. Everybody's starting on their own field, right? And start striving leadership. I think India, by sheer manpower, can lead the world and set the leadership standard of it and so on. Okay. So let me just stop and go through some of the last slide that I shared with my student. Another really challenging AI, as AI technology become powerful on your fingertip, right? So that people start throughout the world freaked out, and people start talking about we need some safety net to govern and to protect people against misuse or abuse of AI technology. So here EU, this year, June, and a few weeks ago, come up with a law telling AI technology. I'm sure EU is going to make a lot more law, specific and concrete, followed by this law, to start having some safety net for human right, privacy, and misuse or abuse of AI technology by individual or company or government. Right? It's right there. Because if you have a machine, self-driving machine, you can put machine gun with vision, and you can kill people. Right? So these are the kind of real danger we start facing. The last one I want to talk about is a few peoples in AI industry, and they are the leadership of today. And there are several people from India, like a CEO of Google and so many others and so on. And here are the companies like Microsoft, Google, NVIDIA, Tesla, IBM, putting so much resource and money and make the data, train the data for machine learning and things like that, available for you. When I was doing machine learning in year 2005 and so on, for example, computer vision, it took me about 6 months to set up the basic code and data. I have to call one professor asking, oh, this is Richard Min, can I have your data? Please, please, please. Wait 1 or 2 weeks, get the data, and be able to install. Call another professor. I heard about you have this tool in computer vision. Can I use that program, please, please, please? He says, okay, but don't give it to anybody else, but just use it for yourself. Okay, I will do that. So I got the code. I put it together. Many of these tools in framework took me about at least 4 to 6 months. But now, I teach, for example, OpenCV, 1-hour tutorial to my students in 3rd year in college. They know enough of programming, like Python, C, C++, Java. So they start engaging 1 hour tutorial. In classroom I explain. And they be able to engage in developing application and be able to deliver it. And several students, actually many students came to me, including undergraduate and students from India, telling me, or China, telling me, Dr. Min, because of this 1 hour tutorial in OpenCV, I got interview and I got the job, internship, full-time job, and things like that. Thank you. I said, wow. So these are the kind of things, which is available on your fingertip. Just few hours of study and tutorial. All these tools available by these companies, they are pouring resource. And all these tools, like a recent development, like 4, 5, 6 years ago, there is a breakthrough, then many of these tools and data set is now available to you. So you can handle on and be able to start exploring the state-of-the-art technology now. That's the difference between second wave and this is, which is I call third wave, right? It's on your fingertip. So who can use it? You. Those who know programming language, those who know program the machine, you are the one. No one but you can do it, right? So here are the opportunity. And let's look at the last slide about salary. Because finance, very important, right? So deep learning, average salary, right? 0-year experience, 10-year experience, maybe 5-year. They are making like $119,000 US per year, right? And the trend is, it is going down a little bit, right? Compared to AI, it's $130,000. AI, machine learning, right? And AI, 7.5, it is going up. Salary is going up, right? So if you are looking for money, right, find out. There are so many other things, including like Amazon, cloud computing, and Apache web server, right? Database. Maybe if you have a specific skill set, you may be paid a lot more. So if you are looking for money, you may want to follow some of these trends. But if you are looking for something that you want to do it for lifetime, that's another story, right? Let's look at another example, like IBM Watson, which is IBM own version of AI, machine learning, natural language processing. Machine learning, 127,000, 3% going up. Map, reduce, big data, right, is 146,000, still strong, rising up. Big data, right, big data. And data management and things like that. TensorFlow, which is a recent breakthrough in deep learning, right, $124,000, and it's going a little bit down. So depending on the field, there's ups and down, ups and down. So if you follow as wind blows, right? Well, are you going to, wind is blowing this way, are you going to go this way? Right? Are you going to follow where the wind blows? Right? Or are you going to stand up on your feet? Say, I'm going to heading this way. I'm going to learn other things, but my heart is there. And I'm going to pursue that direction. That's up to you. Thank you.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Richard Min for imparting his wealth of knowledge.
We request Dr. A. Adiselvam, Professor and Head, Department of Information Technology, to deliver the vote of thanks.
So good morning to all. It's my honor and privilege to extend vote of thanks. All of you present here for the one-day international conference on computational intelligence and communication technologies organized by the Faculty of Computer Science in association with ICT Academy and the Analytical Society of India, Bangalore. I, Dr. A. Adiselvam, on behalf of the organizing committee, convey the hearty thanks to our today's chief guest, Dr. Richard Min, Professor of Instruction, Department of Computer Science, the University of Texas, USA, for his presence and valuable interactive address on the topic of the unlocking the triad, artificial intelligence, machine learning and data science. Thank you very much, sir. So I convey my sincere thanks to our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Nallaji Palanichami, and respected Madam Secretary, Dr. Dovamani D. Palanichami, in their absence. I wish to thank our Director Academy, N.G.P Group of Institute, Dr. P.R. Muthuswamy, sir, for his presidential address and advice and motivation to organize this seminar. Thank you very much, sir. So I would like to take this opportunity to place the record of courtesy thanks to CEO Dr. O.T. Puneswaran, Chief Operating Officer Dr. M. Adesan, and Administrative Officer for their valuable guidance. I convey my sincere thanks to our Principal, Professor Dr. K. Ramamurthy, for his felicitation address and help support the various stages of this conference. Thank you very much, sir. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to our Vice Principal, Professor S. Saravanan, for his felicitation address and guidance and motivation to organize this conference. I also extend my thanks to our Dean, Madam Dr. Mary Magdalene Jain, for her guidance, coordination and motivation to organize this conference. Thank you, Madam. I convey my sincere thanks to Deans of the various portfolio and HODs of the various departments for their advice and motivation. My special thanks goes to Advisory Committee, Convener, Treasurer and Organizing Secretaries for this conference, for planning and execution. I also very much thankful for all organizing committee member of their support contribution for successful completion of the conference. I also express my thanks to reviewer for their effort in reviewing the journal and also recommendation. I wish to thank all the participants from the other colleges of their active participation and presentation of their research finding. I thank the faculty member and non-teaching faculty member for their valuable support towards the success of this event. At the end, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our students participants. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We request all the students to assemble here after the tea break at 12 p.m. and the participant can move on to the seminar hall 2 and 3 in C1 block to proceed with the paper presentation. We request all the students to assemble here after tea break at 12 p.m. and the participants can move to the seminar hall 2 and 3 in C1 block to proceed with the paper presentation.
Kind attention, the lunch break time is at 1 p.m. So please assemble here at 12 p.m.